The goal was that people would arrive here and literally walk through a portal where things are done differently.
The way of life here is so fascinating and so different than what's happening in the modern world. I'm blown away by what's happening here, and I felt called to share it. Tucked inside the tropical jungle on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, a group of humans live and work together in a different dimension. Punta Mona is an off-the-grid permaculture community home to hundreds of varieties of tropical fruits, vegetables, nuts, herbs, and medicinal plants. And the humans who inhabit this land are passionate about living in harmony with nature. Founded in 1997 by visionary permaculture expert Stephen Brooks, Punta Mona was built for sustainability and regenerative living as a solution to the modern ways of life that are destroying natural systems. Witnessing so many people fearful, angry, intense, unhealthy, anxious, and depressed, perpetuated by this digital dimension that our brains don't know how to handle. This cannot be the way it's supposed to be. 2020 left me looking for the possibility of a different way to live. When I saw Punta Mona featured on the hit Netflix show Down to Earth with Zac Efron, I knew it was a place I needed to visit. So when I was invited by my dear friend Kiley to spend New Year's at Punta Mona, I made the decision last minute to take off to Costa Rica after Christmas to witness and immerse myself in the community at Punta Mona. And the journey to get there was no walk in the park.
Got a lot of time on our hands, yeah. Don't have to rush your feet, don't you know? Easy, let it come, let the sun hit ya. Easy, let it come, don't worry about tomorrow. Why waste your time working 9 to 5? Yeah, we're so young, baby, and we're flying to the sky. So easy, let it come, let the stars hit ya. Easy, let it, cause we're so young, baby.
So I came here planning to not work at all, to put my camera away and experience, but it's only day one and I'm so inspired by what's happening here that I can't resist documenting some of it, because truly when I think about what I want Skylife to be, it is sharing stories like this, stories that inspire us to think about how we interact with this planet and each other, and that's what's going on here. I'm already learning so much and I just feel this awakening of like wanting to do more of this and to share more stories like this.
My name is Stephen Brooks and I grew up in North Miami, Florida, in the suburbs. You know, when I think about the suburbs, I just think about design. Like, who designs where we live? Who designs our suburbs? And do we have any say at all? People go from their house to their car, from their car to the strip mall back to their car, from their car back to their house, and we really lost that interaction. It's taking its toll on people living so isolated and removed, and how can we all thrive? Because it seems like somehow we've gotten completely off course. I came to Costa Rica first in 1995. I actually witnessed a playground full of indigenous children get sprayed by a Chiquita banana crop duster. And I was like, "Arr!" Emergency brake on my life. What the hell is going on here? Is this really the best we can do, humanity? I went back to the States and I was like shaking all my friends, like, do you realize what's going on here? To my family, do you realize what's happening, what we're doing? And I literally felt like I was walking amongst a bunch of zombies. I felt like literally everyone was just in this deep slumber and just like enduring a totally sick and broken world. And I knew that I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. And I knew that I wanted to see if I could have any say in the way things were being designed. How can we actually design our realities to foster community? And that's where Punta Mona came about. And Punta Mona started at 30 acres and now it's grown to almost 90. We're off the grid, meaning there's no road to get here. You either hike 2 hours through the jungle or you take about a 25-minute boat ride. The goal was that people would arrive here and literally walk through a portal where things are done differently, where people care about each other. We practice here a philosophy called permaculture, and it comes from 2 words, permanent and culture. It's a design philosophy where how can we meet our goals and use less energy? It's all about energy. So permaculture is about really connecting with our own culture and celebrating it.
Really maybe I was just sitting in a classroom and I was really enjoying my life, like doing the things I liked, but I was kind of just stagnant. I decided to come and volunteer, fell in love with it. I realized that farming, like working with the land, is something I really enjoy because I like using my body, I like being in nature, and sustainability and regenerative lifestyle is really important to me. I really would love to stress how much the farm has grown. In the past year or 2 years, it's like incredible the amount of work and cool experiments we do with different things, becoming more sustainable and regenerative in every way.
And this breaks down eventually into really rich soil that we use on our garden beds to plant future fruits and veggies, which we then eat, turn into food scraps again, and the cycle continues.
We wanted land that was already kind of degenerated, already deforested, so that we can come in and regenerate. We don't want to buy a big piece of forest and then have to clear it, no. And there's so much land all over the world that's already been just incredibly degraded. So that's what we looked for, and you know, we wanted to do things different physically, like the way we build our buildings from all wood from fallen trees, or the way we get water, or the way we deal with waste, or the way we just cook meals together. What we all have in common is we want to see a better way. We want to see a better world. Together we show up every day. Like, how can we wake up in the morning and be the nicest we've ever been, all of us? And if we're all doing that, can you imagine what the world would be like?
Trust me, we got the power to change the world. Need you to trust me. You will get no less than you deserve.
I met a beautiful new friend, LILA. So tell me, LILA, why are you here at Punta Mona?
We are really nowhere. It is the end of the world, somewhere in Costa Rica, in the midst of the jungle. And it's the perfect place to really reconnect with yourself. Because sometimes we have to lose ourselves in the forest to actually find ourselves there as well. Feel her, you know? This being here, she's alive. She is Mother Earth, she is Gaia. When we walk through her with our feet, it's like this awakening of our inner connection with the soil, with the earth. It also creates this sense of belonging. It doesn't matter if you have like a 5-star hotel or if you're shitting into a compost toilet. It's just beautiful to be in nature and to find your own nature.
The people, they enjoy being here. Like the best parts of themselves are coming out of them because they're not like under pressure or pushing through life. They're actually living life. To me, permaculture and this farm is giving me an example of how you just pay attention to nature and your body and yourself and life.
Punta Mona is something I've been calling into my life. I've just been really craving a conscious community, living close to the land, learning from one another, co-creating with one another. We honor each one of our gifts here and we bring it out in one another and encourage each other to explore that and share it.
Everybody is here with the same goals of bettering themselves for the service of humanity. I cannot remember the last time I felt that I was in a place like that. Feels so natural, so human. I've loved the ceremonies, I've loved the classes, yoga every day or twice a day, meditation, breath work. It's a very heartwarming community.
What's the hardest part about living here?
The hardest part about living here is sometimes you're gonna get pissed off at people and you can't run away, you can't hide, and eventually you're gonna have to face them, so it helps you face your thoughts, face your emotions, face your demons. You know, it helps you grow as a person so you don't run away from your problems anymore. Punta Mona is not just a place, it's a feeling.
What does your day look like as a volunteer?
I've been working in hospitality, which is really nice. I get to really help the guests that come here, clean up the bathrooms, make everything nice and pretty, create the space. And then I get to have kitchen rotation, which is really fun. We all come together and cook such beautiful meals, and it makes it so much more rewarding to eat when you really put the love into it.
The meals here have been unbelievable. I've eaten the best I've ever had in my whole life here.
Thank you so much.
And we're just acknowledging the two of you for making bomb meals. All right, yeah, let's get it. Oop.
I came here because I was fed up of working in Michelin-star restaurants. Most of the restaurants I worked in, they didn't recycle their waste. You know, they talked about nature and respecting it, but they weren't doing any of that. I wanted to come somewhere where people did respect nature and the land, and also to harvest our own food is something that you don't get in a city. You see here how much things take to do.
The full cycle from planting to harvesting a crop and making a delicious meal and sharing that with people that you care about. It's beautiful.
Food is sacred. and we care so much in every meal, and we gather and we hold hands, share, and we connect. You see people are just craving connection and craving community. And I think that was part of the deep magic of this week here together, was people were coming from a place so hungry for love and connection and sharing and community.
I really think that all the things that happened in 2020 are kind of a call to action. I really needed to find a place that was more grounded. I think a lot of people from cities are going to be feeling that. Costa Rica is receiving a lot of people that truly want to be stewards for the earth, and it's a beautiful thing.
It was necessary for us to come here. Being locked down, not able to see people, not able to embrace, not able to connect. It's like losing a piece of my humanity. So that's why we're moving here. It's like to raise our daughter in an environment that, you know, promotes that.
What is it that you want to take away from this place?
Just meeting you and everybody else here has been so freaking inspiring to know that there are these humans that care so much about the future of this planet. I have been thinking for a while about wanting to live more sustainably, wanting to reduce my waste. Here is a perfect example of like there's so much space and mental clarity available because you're just getting rid of all the bullshit. There's this outside world that is just this matrix, and we do create our own reality, and us deciding to be here was a decision we made because we know that people living this way is beneficial for the collective.
How can we take better care of ourselves and each other? How can we create a world that's safe and comfortable for all kinds of people? And yeah, it really feels like we're getting somewhere.